Welcome back to Wealthy Mentor Trading, guys. Today is October the 30th, 2022, and today I'm going to be talking about four stocks ready to move higher on Q3 earnings. Now, if you guys missed my last week's video, I did also talk about stocks that were reporting earnings. Be sure to catch that video as we did hit all those targets to the upside or to the downside if you were a trader. Now, if you are interested in trading with us at Wealthy Mentor Trading, we do have our new winter promo for 49 bucks per month. The link is in the description, and everything that we're going to be talking about today, all the targets, all the stocks, are discussed at Wealthy Mentor Trading. We have day trading, we have options trading, we have swing trading, market analysis, and market prep in the morning to get you ready. With that being said, as I did mention, I have four stocks that I've listed. AMD reporting earnings on Tuesday, Moderna on Thursday, along with Coinbase and Starbucks reporting on Thursday their quarterly three earnings. So that being said, guys, please give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and be sure to subscribe to the channel as we do release these videos every Sunday to get you ready for the week ahead. And as I usually start with my videos, I do look at the S&P 500. And if you guys were following along last week and the week before, you guys did know that I was looking for that move above 3,800. I was looking for a weekly candle close above 3,800, and boy, do we get that. We even hit 3,900, which was my second target. As you guys can see here, we closed at the very top, above the moving average, which was bullish, above 3,800, which was bullish, and closing at the very top, testing 3,900, which is bullish. Now, these are all bullish things. However, the trend still remains intact that we are in a downtrend, right? This trend line here has yet to be broken. And for me, this week, I'm looking for a continued move higher, right? Above 3,900 is the main key. And closing the weekly candle above 3,900 is a major step. I also do have targets here of 40.50, which is the next major hurdle. And to me, that is getting ultra close to this trend line, right? We definitely want to test this. And 40.50 is that big one. It is the bottom of these wicks right here, which was previous support. Now to the upside, it turns into resistance per technical analysis. So again, guys, I'm watching for that move above 3,900. Like I said, all these earnings coming out, it is the perfect catalyst for us to move higher. However, I just want to keep you guys aware that the trend is still going down, right? But that doesn't mean as a trader you can't make profit on the way up, right? You're going to play the swings, the percentage moves, and you're fine. But as a trader, you also got to understand the overall market sentiment, and we are in a bear market. And until we break these levels of 40.50 and above this trend line right here, which is around that $4,200 line, it will start to get interesting for me. But right now, you're going to play the swings, and my first move is that 3,900 line. Now, to the downside, if we get a pullback, you want to see again this line of 3,800 tested once again and held. Again, it is supported by the 9 EMA, so we do have double support at 3,800 if we do get a pullback. All right. As I mentioned, I have four stocks that I've lined up for you guys, and the first one being AMD. The semiconductor sector, SMH, did also succeed this week. Names like NVIDIA and AMD definitely moved higher. I know this is the weekly chart, and it's not much to look at. It is still in a downtrend. So for me, guys, we are at that $55 line, which is key support. It coincides with this consolidation period that we had here back in 2020. So on first test, the bulls did step in. Actually, three tests right here, right? These are the weekly candles. And as you guys can see here, three attempts to break below $55 was supported by the bulls. As you guys can see here, multiple area touches at that $55 line back in 2020. So again, history is repeating itself, and we are holding at that $55 line. As I did mention, they are reporting earnings on Tuesday. The company expects third quarter revenues to be $5.6 billion, which indicates a year-over-year growth of 29%, right? So that is bullish. They're expecting growth. 29% is nothing to scoff at. AMD previously expected revenues to increase to 55% at the midpoint of guidance. So on a beat, guys, I'm looking for a move all the way to $72. Now, we do have a short-term resistance line at that moving average around that $68 area, right? So if you are looking at two targets, 68 and 72 are my targets. And if you're asking why 72 and why not, higher than that, it's pretty simple, guys. As I did mention, previous support here at that $72 line, multiple touches back in 2020 and 2021. To the upside, it turns into be strong resistance, right? We've also had a recent touch here that we held at $72 on the way up. This type of thing is going to be strong resistance to break unless earnings come out and they are blowout earnings. And if they are blowout earnings, I do have targets of 83.98. Let's just say $84 for round numbers sake. And that also coincides with this consolidation area that we had here, similar to what we had here, right? So I am looking for a move to $72, testing that area and hovering around there, consolidating slightly and then moving higher over time. But on a beat, again, guys, it looks like we are holding that $55 line. I'm looking for that move all the way to $72. Now, let's just say we miss. What am I looking at? Again, $55 is that line in the sand for me. It is held on 3 weeks. And if we break below that, I do have $48 as my only downside target. This coincides with the bottom of the consolidation area back in 2020. So keep your eyes on AMD and also keep your eyes on the semiconductor sector. Names like NVIDIA, which also did have a bullish week. QCOM is also reporting earnings. All of these names form part of the semiconductor sector and hold a lot of weight. So if you see AMD popping off, you're definitely going to see those other two names popping off, and vice versa. If one goes down, the other one is going to be affected by it, similar to what we had with Intel reporting earnings most recently. Okay. Next name that is on my hit list, and that is Moderna, MRNA. And everyone knows what Moderna is, so I'm not going to get into that too much. But as you guys can see here, we have been sandwiched in between 153 and 115, consolidating here pretty much since the beginning of 2022. Moderna is reporting earnings on Thursday. It is expected to deliver a year-over-year decline on earnings on lower revenues, right? Revenues are expected to be around $3.3 billion, down 33% from a year ago. It makes sense. We had the whole, pandemic, and obviously names like this, creating that vaccine is going to succeed. Now we're no longer under lockdown. Obviously, revenue is going to be down. So they are down 33% from a year ago quarter. Personally, I'm bullish above 153 and bearish above 115. Again, guys, we are in this consolidation area between this 153 and 115 area. I'm looking for a breakout above 115. I do have targets of 181 and 197 respectively. These are touch points from the top right here. Back on August, right? So we hit an August high. So that 197 is the most bullish case to me. 181 is the next area, where we did get multiple rejections and candle body closes on the weekly. So I'm looking at these two targets on a bullish breakout above 153. Now, if we do get a rejection at 153, even prior to earnings, I'm looking for a move lower. We have the 9 EMA here. We did close above it on the weekly, so it's the middle point of 135. We could see a push back down to 135 and that 115 area, which has held multiple times throughout 2021 and 2022. So definitely watch that 115 area. Now, if we do get a break below 115, obviously we have targets of 102.5 and 94, which coincides with this move right here back on December 2020, where bulls stepped in at 102 and then they were off to the races, touching base at 181, which is similar to my overhead target, right, guys? So bearish below 115, bullish above 153, and that's Moderna. Okay, earnings on Thursday for that one. Next name that caught my eye is Coinbase. COIN is the ticker. And if you are a Bitcoin fan or cryptocurrency fan, this name does tend to move with that, right? It's one of those names that When Bitcoin's moving higher, it moves higher. When Bitcoin moves lower, it moves lower, right? So we've had some sort of resurgence recently with Bitcoin getting above that $21,000 area. So Coinbase has shown some life. Uh, First things first, earnings is on Thursday. Coinbase is expected to deliver a year-over-year decline in earnings on lower revenues. Coinbase expected to post quarterly loss of $2.23 per share, which represents a year-over-year change of minus 237%. That's a whopping number right there. I'm bullish above 84, bearish below 60. Again, consolidation between that 84 and $60 area, as you guys can see on the weekly, ever since the drop back on August 2022, we've been stuck into this area, right? And we did close slightly higher above the 9 EMA. However, all signs point to that $84 line. To me, it is a no trade zone until I see a breakout above 84. If we do get a breakout above 84, I do have targets of 111.5. Coincides with this rejection area right here that we had in August 2022 before ultimately getting a push down and reverting back to the means, right? So bullish above 84, looking to hit that target of 111.15. We also have the next major target of 133, and I don't believe it's going to hit there or anytime soon. Like I said, this stock does tend to move with the other cryptocurrency names. So right now, Bitcoin isn't doing much. It's still hovering in the low 20,000 area. So unless Bitcoin moves past that $25,000 area, I don't see Coinbase going anywhere close to that. They're also down 200+%. So, I mean, $60 is a safe bet for it to hold to the downside. If that does break, $41 is the all-time lows and yearly lows back on May 2022. So I'm looking at that as my main target. Again, we are also in a bear flag formation on the weekly, this being the flagpole, this being the flag itself. All signs point to a move going lower, right? Watch $60 and below on Coinbase. Next name and the final name is Starbucks. Now, Starbucks, it has done pretty good over the year. Not great, but good, and it's held its own. We had a move down to $71. It's held that. We are consolidating between that $92 to $81 area, and that's the range that I'm going to be looking at. They are reporting their earnings on Thursday. Analysts have maintained a neutral rating on Starbucks and raised their price target from $84, right? Which is where we're at right now, around $87 right now. They raised it to $92, which coincides with this area at the very top where we've been rejected multiple times on the weekly. So for me, on an earnings beat, I'm looking for a break above $92 for a target of $98. And to me, it's that consolidation area right here. Obviously, we've had multiple touches on the weekly before we got rejected and we got a push down. I'm looking for a retest of that area on an earnings beat. We are also above the 9 EMA. This is a big doji candle right here, represents indecision. Pretty much, they're holding off till earnings to see if anything happens. All these long wicks right here to the top represent rejection. And over here, it represents bulls stepping in and guarding that $84 to $81 area. And that's what I'm looking at for a downside move. I'm looking for a break below $81 down to $71, where we've had multiple touches and yearly support back on June 2020. It also coincides with these lows right here back on 2020. We got that big drop, we had a consolidation, and off to the races. Again, we've had a big drop, consolidation. Can we be off to the races once more? Watch above 92 for bullish moves, watch below 81 for bearish moves. That's Starbucks. Overall, they're doing okay. There have been some rumblings with regards to worker wages and whatnot, and China. That's all rubbish, guys. Earnings is king. Watch above 92, watch below 81 if you are a trader. Now, all these names are discussed at Wealthy Mentor Trading. We do have that $49 promo. The link is in the description. Continue to come into our Instagram page where we also do post plenty of information for free. Hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on the free group chats to get your membership started. Thank you so much for joining this week, and be sure to subscribe and like this video so we can release future videos. Thank you so much, guys, and good luck trading.